out there tonight?
Well, you stumped me now.
Check out our website, mannimalresearch.com. Thanks to everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How's it going out there tonight? Hope everyone is doing well wherever you are. Certainly appreciate you tuning in, hang out with us for a little bit. Those of you that will catch it live with us tonight, those of you that will catch it later, we sure do appreciate your support. And as you can tell, over to my right, well, I guess, yeah, to my right, left, my other right, we got Mr. Daryl Owen joining us tonight. Daryl's been on with us several times. He's a member of Mannimal. Walls will be joining us in a little bit, but wanted to say hello and thank you to Daryl for coming on, hanging out with us.
Well, I appreciate it, sir, and thank you for having me on tonight.
Yes, sir. It's always a pleasure. You know, you have an open invitation to come on and help us with these things anytime you can. You know that.
I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm really excited about tonight's guest. I got to tell you, I read some of the stuff today, and I'm really excited about having him on tonight. Good.
I am too. For those of you that don't know, we have Roy back. Roy lives down in Mississippi, and has some interesting stuff going on. I don't know if it's his property, but it's directly across the street from where he lives. He's had some stuff going on, and since we had him on several months ago, he's had more stuff happen. So he's going to come on and talk about that. But that's not all that we have planned for tonight. You know, we've talked several times about trying to do an extended show, one a little bit longer, you know, than the hour and 10 minutes that we typically do. And we weren't able to be on last night. You know, usually we're on Thursday nights, but our guest had to cancel on us. Again, it wasn't their fault. We had a couple of guys that were supposed to be on a couple weeks ago, had a death in the family. And then we found that we moved it to last night. Well, it turns out he's still out of the country attending his father's funeral. So I didn't find out about it till late and had to scrap the show from last night. But we're still going to get those guys back on. But Roy was kind enough to come back on short notice. But, you know, as a kind of a special treat for everyone, well, maybe it's a special treat, after we get done with talking with Roy and catching up with him, Walls is going to be on in a little bit, and he's going to give us kind of a behind the scenes of what happened on our last show on this past Sunday. Got some really good feedback about that show. You know, Walls was out live at the battlefield and had a couple of strange things happen. And, you know, just a little bit of a teaser. Just what we heard and what we saw isn't all that happened. He had, as Daryl was getting attacked over there by his fur baby. But Wallace and his wife had something happen after the camera stopped. And he's going to come on and talk about that for a little bit. So, you know, we're not going to go any more than a couple of hours. But, no, we thought we'd give it a shot. Believe it or not, people have asked for us to stay on longer than the hour. So we're going to give that a shot. Being a Friday night, neither of us have to work in the morning. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. Daryl, are you okay, buddy? Do we need to send help?
No, she loves me tonight.
Which one is that?
This is Emma. She misses me when I'm at work, and she's feeling a little glum and down that I don't give her a lot of love when I'm at work. So when I'm home, it's all day affection like this. So
yeah,
she's getting up there in her age. You know, she's getting the skinny hips, and she's got a lot of gray hair. But she's been a good dog for about 12, 13 years. She loves Dad. So I'll make her get.
You and Miss Kelly are big animal people, right?
We love animals.
You're animal lovers.
Yeah, we rescued many of animals. So
I have I've been to your house
yeah,
and met your wife Kelly, and y'all got a little zoo going on over there.
kind of, sort of, yeah. We
No,
we
it's cool.
just
It's cool.
we just love animals. I mean, we we take the ones that are injured and bring them back to health and find them homes, and the three-legged ones, the one-eyed ones, the deformed ones. We take them in, and you just gotta. We have big hearts for animals, so. And a lot of we work hard at getting them well, so
Very cool. Very cool. Needs to be more people like y'all. Jordan's just like y'all. If I would let her, we would be full.
yeah.
But we got our two. I have an almost 200-pound Great Dane. I don't know if y'all can hear him barking upstairs. And then we have a little 40-pound miniature beagle. He's a beagle, but his legs are about this long.
Yeah.
Cutest thing you ever seen in your life. Can't get mad at him.
But you can see my little mop over my left shoulder back here on the back of the couch. So that's my little mop back there. Her name is Badger.
Gotta love them. Gotta love them. Now, who we got with us tonight? We got Karen Annicus. Hello, ma'am. Sandra Piper. How you doing, ma'am? Raleigh R. Linda Thompson. Bigfoot Mama hanging out with us as usual. Miss Chelsea Stewart, another regular. Thank you, ma'am. At Parkway. I saw Duke on here from World Bigfoot Radio. What's up, Duke? SoCal Forest Ninjas. What's up, buddy?
I got somebody on there tonight. His name's Lewis. Big time Bigfoot fan. I just want to say thank you, Lewis, for joining us tonight, and appreciate you being on. I think he's on YouTube, so we'll find out.
Appreciate it, Lewis. Do you work with Lewis? How do you know him?
I do, sir. I work with him. He runs the parts and service center at my work, ProX. So he runs the parts and service center over there, and I work with him on a daily basis, pretty close. We do a lot of work together.
Well, we need to get whoever you work with that is responsible for marketing and can pull the trigger on getting us some some free razors.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one. I drive them every day, but man, I gotta tell you, they're the only way we're
perfect. It'd be a perfect sponsor for us, man. We're outdoors. That's outdoor equipment. We get some use out of that.
They have a new general manager, and I'm talking to him, so we'll see what happens.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Anything going on with you in the world of Bigfoot or paranormal or anything? Your bride is more into the paranormal side.
Not lately. We've been doing a lot. I've been doing a lot of research. I'll be honest with you, work is kind of putting a damper on us going out. But I've really been doing a lot of research lately on the Indian background. I don't know if you saw my post the other night on Mannimal about the Indians, and so I'm trying to put together some stories, some really informational stuff, especially about the Indians, the backgrounds, the spiritual part of Bigfoot, how long they've been around. My plan is. Now that summer is coming on, and you got to remember, I'm from California, so this weather is really weird to me. When it gets cold, it gets really cold. But we will be going out soon. And matter of fact, I just asked you the other night, next time you guys go out, we would like to go out with you. So that is in the plan. So when you get ready to go, give me a call, and I'm packed up and ready to roll.
Very, very, very happy to do so. All right. Well, guess we can talk about our guests a little bit tonight. We have Roy back. A lot of you might remember Roy. One of our better episodes, I believe, when he came on. Roy is not his real name, and we will not be showing Roy's face tonight. So we'll be getting just audio, and that's what he wants. We respect that. We are very willing and capable to protect anyone's anonymity that wants it. If you don't want your name, your personal information out there, it won't be. The only thing we will tell you about Roy is he's in Mississippi. No, we're not going to tell you what part. But he's got some really cool stuff happening out there. And Daryl, if you're ready, buddy, we'll just go ahead and bring him on.
Let's go.
Mr. Roy, how's it going tonight, buddy?
How are you doing, sir?
Doing very well, very well. Thank you very much for taking the time to come on with us in such short notice, actually, and for getting on, coming hanging out with us. I appreciate it.
No problem. Anytime. Thank you for the invite.
Yes, sir. You know, we had you scheduled about a month or so ago, and you got caught in some traffic or something. I don't remember exactly what happened, but
yeah, I went out of town. I was working out of town, and I thought I'd be back on time, and my truck broke down, and I was stuck on the shoulder road for about 6.5 hours.
Oh wow, that's terrible. Glad you got all that straightened out.
Yeah, me too.
Well, we've got some new listeners since you've been on. If you don't mind, would you remind all of us about what got you into this topic, and just whether or not it was an encounter, and what got you interested, and how long ago, and just give us the rundown of what happened.
You mean like the first time?
Yes, sir.
First time, I guess. I was a youngin'. I was about 7, maybe 8, with my sister at my grandparents' house up in North Mississippi, and we had a little encounter going on there, and that was the first time it happened. But it was pretty interesting. It was pretty interesting. We didn't know what it was. We was kids, and we was gonna go steal my grandpa's apples, and we knew we wasn't supposed to go out there, and he had a big old Bramer bull and a pen, and to get to where we was going, you had to cross through that pen, and we didn't see him, and we knew what apples was, and so we hightailed it through the barbed wire fence and made it to the apples, and it looked like we got right to the corner of his old tractor garage barn deal, and it looked like something we heard a snap, and we heard like it looked like a monkey jump on top of it and took off into the tree line. And so we had the apples, and we dropped them and run back through the barbed wire fence there. And before we got caught, because he was sure would have skinned us both alive, he caught us in there. And that bull, we got halfway through there, and that bull got out, and here he come chasing us. And they had a tree in the center. I don't know. I don't remember how big it was. Probably 100 feet round. We was youngins, but it was a big oak tree. He used to tie his mules and his horses up and train them on that tree, and we ducked behind that. And this bull was coming full stride at us. And next thing I know, whatever this was, stepped right out in front of that tree and grabbed that Bramer bull and twisted his neck. I say that'd been the first time. And we seen my grandpa coming, and we both started crying. We knew what was in store then, and he never said a word, and he never whooped us. My sister made it through the barbed wire fence first and cut her little legs like razor blades, all to pieces. And
now, when your grandpa was coming, did he see what happened?
Oh, he seen it. Yeah, he seen it. Well, see, we found out later on. My grandma told us later on that beside that tree line, you don't go past that tree line. And we found out later on he used to grow. He had some pear trees, and he had 2 watermelons rows back there behind that barn. That was theirs. My grandma told us that. So they knew they was there all along. And
you mean that was the Bigfoots?
Right.
So they grew it for them.
Right. Because they didn't mess with them. They knew they was there. They didn't come on their property, and they didn't go on their property. It was like, this is my side, that's your side.
How much land we talking about? I mean, it's quite a bit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was almost 4,000 acres.
And you still own this property, right?
Yeah, yes, sir. I still own it. Yeah.
I remember as you're refreshing my memory. I didn't remember. I remember something happened with a bull, but I didn't remember the Bigfoot, killing it right in front of y'all. So he
Yeah.
killed the bull right in front of
Yeah.
you and your sister, right?
He stepped out between us and that bull and just grabbed it and twisted it. I mean, it's graveyard dead, son. I mean, I never seen nothing like that in my life.
Okay,
You know?
now I'm not a country boy, sir. So, what's a Brahma bull weigh?
Roughly 34,000 pounds.
And it just grabbed it and snapped its neck.
It snapped his neck like a tree stub. It got all the way to the back to the garage and turned around and looked at us and just walked through the trees. And that was
Did
the
it
only.
leave the bull?
What's that?
Did it leave the bull laying there?
Oh, it left it laying there. Yes, sir.
Do you think that it was protecting you?
Absolutely, absolutely, because it knew my grandparents. My grandpa was born there, and my grandmother was born about 15 miles down the road.
How cool was that?
Yeah. We went back years later. Their house is gone, but the foundation's still there, and the old barn done collapsed. It's a pile of nothing, but the tree's still there, and you can still see the tree line. You know, I didn't go back. I didn't go back that far. I went to the tree, you know, and that's about as far as I went.
All right, got a question here. They want to know how big was the Sasquatch?
Oh shoot! Well, right now I would say he had to been about at least 9 feet or bigger, at least.
Okay, that's pretty typical for what we hear in the South. Usually 8-9 foot.
Yeah, he had been 9 feet easy, easy, because we didn't know nothing about it. Like I said, we was youngins. You didn't hear about it. You didn't know what to look for. Like we do now.
Okay.
It's funny to be able to hear somebody talk about Bigfoot protecting them, because a lot of times you always hear about Bigfoot being aggressive towards people or wanting
Right.
to hurt them. This is not the first time I've heard a Bigfoot was protecting somebody, but to hear somebody else say it, on live, that it was protecting them. Bigfoot really gets a bad rap sometimes, with people saying it's gonna tear your arms off and beat you with your own arms out in the forest.
Yeah, that stuff like that makes me sick. That's imaginary people's minds. I mean, I'm sure he could, no doubt about it. But I don't
Any animal's capable of hurting you if you corner it.
exactly, or mess with their young.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, if these things were all bad, bloodthirsty, kill everything type creatures, we would have known about them a long time ago, because there would have been a lot more people missing and a lot more horrible things happening to people.
Absolutely.
I do believe that that people do get killed from these things, that people come up missing, but I really believe that they're just like us.
Yeah.
The majority of them are good, and you have your rogue, your
Right.
ones that are just having a bad day, or that were just bad.
Right.
They're just born mean,
Right. Absolutely. They just like people. You got your good ones and your bad ones.
In order to stay hidden for as long as they have to be peaceful. That's just what I think.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And to survive, I mean, to survive in this world, especially now, and what people don't understand about them is all the land developers and the people that keeps building crap. Yeah, they're forcing their hand. They're making them come out. They're making them aggressive because you're taking their home, just like you did the Indians. You
That's
know?
it. You're hitting it right on the nose, buddy.
Yep.
Miss Linda Thompson, we covered this, but she must not have heard it. She's asking if you live on the property, and if so, do you stay away from the tree line? No, Linda, this was his grandparents' property up in the northern part of the state. And but did you guys stay away from that tree line?
Absolutely. Even the only person that went to that tree line was my grandpa. And that's when he sickled all the weeds out from the tree line all the way down. He never went past the barn. The barn and the tree line had about a 25-foot span between them. He never went there. He stayed in the barn.
I would have loved to have gotten a chance to talk to your grandpa.
Oh yeah, he was something.
Wow. Did he
Yeah,
ever tell you any other stories?
Sir?
Did he ever tell you guys any other stories?
No, he died not too long after that. He passed away. He was Crow. He was part Crow Indian. My grandmother was Sioux.
Wow.
You know, yeah.
Do you think that that might have played a hand in them being so like understanding with your grandparents? Because it's
I
like
think
Daryl
so.
is researching right now the connection between Native Americans and these things. Do you think that them having so much Native American blood in them might have played a hand in them being so open with them?
I think so. I think it's got a lot to do with it.
What do you think, Daryl?
I believe so. I think so. You know, Indian history goes way back. They've been known. Indians have been calling them the Great Creator forever.
Yep.
The Bigfoot is the boss of the mountain for them. And you know it's gone way back. I mean, centuries back that they've established a connection between them and Bigfoot. And I honestly believe that Bigfoot is a protector of people and the mountains and the animals. I believe that Bigfoot is here, and it's just like Roy said. You know, we're invading their territory as we build homes and buildings. And I mean, what else are they supposed to do? They're going to get angry. They're going to get scared. And you know, we're just as scared of them as they are of us. They just want to flee. They don't want to be, you know, captive, shot, killed, whatever. So, yeah, I believe the Indians have a real solid connection between them and Bigfoot. And now that he said they're Sioux Indian, and I think, you know, those. I think the Bigfoot is actually protecting that family.
Exactly. See, I'm part Sioux, part Crow, and part Cherokee, and part Irish. That's a messed up combination. But it seems like everywhere I go, they follow me. You know what I mean? I mean, not the same one, just different ones. It seems like they find me. You know, I have a group. I have a group right now by my house. I'm looking at a tree line right now about 70 yards from my house. That's 3,000 acres. It's got a river that runs through half of my state. About 150 yards back. You got a bunch of creeks. I mean, I know they're there. I see them sometimes. I hear them all the time. They leave me gifts. I mean, this, you know, juveniles, you know, they hit my house at night. Sometimes they slap the back of my house wanting to play. I mean, you know, I got a big blue. I don't know if you got it, Wayne. I sent you a picture of a big blue diamond. It's a rubber diamond, and
Yeah, I got the picture. This was all such last minute. I didn't get to
oh, I got
upload any pictures, but yeah, I
okay.
saw it.
I didn't explain to you about that. I take that diamond over there and I put it in the woods at a certain spot, and I don't go back over there, you know, for a while. And if I don't go back over there, um, it'll be on my front porch. You
Really?
know, about 2 weeks later, if I don't go back, you know, through the woods over here, it'll be sitting on my front porch.
That's cool. That's cool.
Hey, Roy, what kind of gifts do they bring you?
Sir?
What kind of gifts do they bring you?
They used to bring me deer legs, pieces of deer legs. I have no idea why. Um, I got a wisteria tree in my front yard. I don't know how old this thing is. Um, they used to leave trumpet flowers there. Um, they'd put 6 of them at a time or 8 of them at a time in a pile.
Right.
There's not a place in 50 miles of my house that has these flowers, and I don't know where they come from, but they put them up under this tree sometimes.
We used to take out Reese's Pieces.
Yeah,
That was our catch for our family when we used to go out. We used to, and we always took them Reese's Pieces every time. And then I had a guy. His name was Craig Carpenter, and he was a Cherokee mystic. And he used to bring me black corn.
Yep.
And I would take the black corn out there, and the black corn would always, come up missing.
Uh-huh.
And I always had return gifts, and I always got smooth rocks back.
Right.
Rocks that I couldn't figure out where they came from. Yeah, especially the pure white quartz rocks. The ones that are just dazzling, beautiful rocks.
Right.
And they would leave them where I left the Reese's Pieces. So one of those things, that's why about your gifting.
Yeah, that's just a thank you note. They appreciate it. I don't take it. I give them Kit Kats. I know you ain't supposed to give them candy. Well, that's what they say, but I can break a Kit Kat up and leave it 3 or 4 different spots, and I'll come back in 3 or 4 days to see if they got it yet. And I'll have a little tree structure here, or there'll be a flower laid out here, or a tree broke this way or that way right there by it. Or they got this stone. I don't know where this rock comes from. It's not a rock, it's a stone. It's about 2 feet in diameter. I could barely pick it up. And it seems to mysteriously travel through the woods. It just travels and stops. It travels and stops. But I don't know if they're telling me to follow them, or I follow the tree breaks, stuff like that around here. But they got 2 more counties behind me now that I'm following too, and it's just it's unbelievable around here what's going on. You can't just tell everybody.
Right. Now, does anything stick out to you? Anything that's happened recently? I know you told me that you have been having some more activity. If you want to talk about stuff that has happened before, and then stuff like more recent things, can you think of any?
Well, I don't know if you remember, I told you at the end of my road there used to be a skidder trail where they cut the trees down about, I don't know, 50, 60 years ago. And we used to use it for a 4-wheeler trail. And they got a creek bank on the left side about 100 yards in. And it's about 20 feet wide, maybe, but it's about 8 feet deep. And if you go off it on a 4-wheeler, you're going to get hurt. And I got flanked there about 3 or 4 weeks ago. That's the same place I told you that I was on a 4-wheeler and that deer liked to knock me over running. You could hear the trees moving. Whatever was chasing it, it sounded like a sledgehammer hitting the ground. It was so damn hard. It was just bam, bam. And you can see the tops of the trees moving back and forth, back and forth. And I wouldn't call it a bluff charge because that deer was a nice 10, 12 point buck. And when he jumped the tree line where the field ended, where that road was, and I was on the 4-wheeler, it had to been 15 or 20 feet. And when he jumped out of there, he kicked the back of my head and knocked me off my four-wheeler in that creek. And I turned around, I stopped and looked, and he made it to the other side of the creek before he landed. And I'm like, what the hell? Did I just see this? Did it just happen? And then I started hearing it, and you could hear the trees snapping and that doom, doom. And I turned around, he run all the way to the edge of that weed line, that tree line, and he stopped. Now, normally, I've been bluff charged before. I would have called that just a bluff charge, but that wasn't a bluff charge to chase a buck like that out of there. I think I interrupted his dinner that night. But about 3 or 4 weeks ago, I walked back down there, and I seen a juvenile back up in there, and I was about 50 or 60 yards away. Now, I've been following my forest friends for over 30 years, so I should have known what I'm fixing to tell you before it happened, okay? But I was so intrigued with this juvenile, and I couldn't. First thing I thought of, that might be the one leaving me footprints over here at my house or hit my house, you know? And I watched it for about 20 minutes, and it seen me, and it stood up, and it took off. Well, I kind of ran toward it about 25 yards and stopped. And next thing I know, I got flanked with a rock on the back of my skull. See, I should have known, because they always have day watchers. They always travel in tribes. There's never one, period. There's always 3 or 4 more with them, you know. I didn't hear no loud noise, but I heard a deep grunt, real deep. And after the rock incident, so I left, and I haven't been back on that part of the property down there yet. I'm gonna wait a little while.
Now, Roy, I have always heard what you just said, that they travel in groups where there's usually 2 or 3 more.
Yeah, they have day watchers.
Do you know this for a fact, or is that just something you've heard like me?
No, I know that for a fact. I've been following them 35 years. I can tell you, yeah.
Okay.
There's always more than one. I'll always look up and always look back at the, you know what I mean?
That's one of Daryl's favorite sayings. Always look up.
Absolutely, always look up. Yep.
Wow.
Because that's the last thing people would do, is look up or turn around and look back.
Because you're always looking down for prints and
exactly
stuff like that. Yeah. Very
yeah,
cool.
you missing the best part. I mean, they could be sitting there watching you right there, and you walk right up under them. You know.
I always say, keep your eyes on the horizon and in the trees.
Absolutely, Daryl. That's true.
And the trees, people always are looking for Bigfoot prints. Heads down, eyes on the ground. You know what? There's trees up there right above your head too.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like with Wayne. A couple months ago, we went out. We're all looking at the ground, and we walked right under a big clump of hair. So
I was standing right under it, never saw it.
Yeah.
Never saw it.
Mm-mm.
Wow.
Clump of hair hanging 7 foot 2 inches in the air, and I never saw it. Daryl happened to turn around and talk to me, and he looked up and saw it. I never did.
Good thing you seen it, Daryl. Don't send it off. You'll never get it back.
Yeah.
I talked to a guy just this week. There is a professor at a university here on the East Coast. Daryl, well, I've talked to both of you guys about it when we get off, you know, when we're off the air. I don't want to give his information over the air.
Right.
But he's agreed to take some in, and another individual that I really trust, is one that put me in contact with him. So I am going to send some of it to him, but not all of it.
Right. Well, when we get off the air, I'd like to know who, you know, and more information, because I got a lot I'd like to send them.
Okay. Very cool. Very cool.
Hey, Wayne.
Now, what, Daryl?
Roy, can I ask you a quick question here?
Absolutely, sir.
Let's take your last sighting of your forest friends.
Okay.
Just that's recently today, or yesterday, whatever was the last one. Can you describe in detail what you saw, what they look like? How would you describe them? Hair color, gait, foot size, especially the color of their fur.
The very last one?
Yes, sir.
It wasn't gray, but it wasn't black. It was more like a silverish. It looked like a silver, like a silver blue, if that makes sense.
It does.
I guess it was so dark color. It was like I think it was an old one. I think. Me and a friend of mine that don't hunt anymore. We was on a fishing trip, and I seen it, and he didn't see it. I didn't say nothing to him because that's another story I'll tell you if Wayne will let me tell you. Just kidding, Wayne.
Go ahead.
And I seen him, and he moved, and he heard the trees break, and he turned around and he called him at the same time. And this fella hunted his whole life, okay? And but anyway, he seen him, and before I could get my phone out to snap the picture, he was gone. But I guarantee you, I made him stand from where I was at to where we seen him on that tree, between them two trees, before he turned around. And I'm 6'1", 210 pounds. My buddy's 6'4", about 300. All right. Where he stood and put his hands up, that didn't even come to his shoulders on what we seen. At probably 60 or 70 yards from us. So he was still 4 or 5 feet taller than we were, at least 4 feet bigger. And his mass was so big, it was like the hood of my truck. It was so wide that you could tell he was old, but he didn't move like he was old. That was in another county that I'm researching now.
Even the hair that Wayne has collected and the hair that we've collected from California, there are gray strands in our hair.
Well, I have some of his hair.
So yeah, and we have, I think all of us need to get together and send some strands in and see if they're. I have California Bigfoot hair, and Wayne's got Tennessee hair, and you have your hair. So we should all send a couple of pieces in and have them all matched up and see if they're all the same.
Absolutely.
That's 3 different specimens from 3 parts of the country.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
And see if they're all treated, if they're all come back what I know they're going to come back as.
Exactly. Like I was telling you about my buddy, if I can tell you this real quick, not changing the subject, he hunted his whole life. Okay. Just like me, he's been in the woods his whole life. And he didn't know that I follow my forest friends because I don't tell nobody, you know what I mean? Half the people think you're crazy, and the first thing the other half does is go tell somebody else. And, I'm trying to protect what I know is there. But anyway, he called me one night. He said, "Man, Roy, I got something to tell you." I was like, "What's that?" He said, "Please don't think I'm crazy and don't admit me to a nut house." He was in an old climber's deer stand. He said, "Man, something grabbed my deer stand while I was sitting in it." I'm like, "What?" He said, "I'm telling you, it was a Bigfoot. It was a Sasquatch, man." I'm like, "Oh, man, get out of here." He said, "I swear to God, man." He said, "I dropped my gun." It scared him so bad. I went to his house and picked him up, and we went back down the gravel road in my truck, and he wouldn't get out of the truck. I was like, "Well, you got to show me where it's at." He said, "You follow that road down there where the creek is, you'll see it." And that old man climbing stand, let me tell you, Daryl, whatever grabbed it, it bent one side like a paperclip straight back up, and it looked like it tried to wrap it around the tree. And I got the stand. I had it forever, and he wanted it back. But I wish I would have kept it. And
So
but
something grabbed the tree stand or grabbed him while he was
no,
in it.
it grabbed. He said it grabbed his leg, but I think what happened when I seen that stand, I think it grabbed the stand and he felt it. He felt the arm or whatever it was up against his leg or his boot because it bent that. I mean, it bent it like a paperclip, man. I couldn't have done it with a piece of pipe, you know. And we got
Now,
back. We got
now,
back
do
to his
you
house.
think? I'm
He's
sorry. Didn't? Do you think that maybe it grabbed his leg? Now I'm speculating, obviously here. I'm just asking
oh,
your
go ahead.
opinion.
I've tried.
Um,
I've tried to figure it out myself.
do you think that it maybe grabbed his leg, spooked your friend? I'm assuming your friend left immediately. I would have, and then after he left, might have grabbed that tree stand, and that's when he did the damage to it.
See, that's kind of what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. I mean, if he had to have, I mean, because if he would have grabbed that stand like that with him in it, he would have fell out and broke his neck. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, but the stand was 15 feet in the air. 15 feet. So
Wow.
whatever grabbed it was huge. But I went out there and got his gun, and I got the stand and threw it in the back of my truck. He didn't even want to look at it. He got out of the truck and looked at it and got back in the truck. He said, "You can have that. I don't even want it." And
You know,
he quit hunting after that. He hunted for 40 years. Um, he quit hunting. Matter of fact, I bought two of his best guns uh, from him. He sold every gun he had. He
you
gave it up
know
right there.
what you're telling us, Roy. I find very interesting because I'm a fan of this author named W.J. Sheehan. He writes these. He writes books, Terror in the Woods, Bigfoot, Terror in the Woods, and he collects encounters, kind of like what we do,
Right.
from all over the country. People send them in to him, and then he writes them in his books, and he narrates them on Audible books, which is how I have him. I have all of his books. I've talked to him on the phone. He's going to come on the show, and he still might come
All
on
right.
and share some of these stories. But he has an encounter. I think it's called the Tennessee tree stand or something. But it happened in the state of Tennessee. I don't know where. Or this hunter was in the woods. He said his tree stand was either 20 or 22 feet in the air or up in a tree, and a Bigfoot that he never even heard walk up on him grabbed his foot, reached up and grabbed his foot. And when he looked down at him, he said the only way he can describe it was it looked like the thing was smiling at him. But it
Oh
grabbed his
wow.
foot and let go and walked away. And now you're telling me that the same thing happened. That's
Wow,
pretty
that's
cool.
interesting. That's interesting.
Yep. It
Wow.
kind
I
of
don't
kind
know
of gives some
about
credibility, I think.
I don't know about smiling. I probably had to go change my hunting suit after that. I guarantee you.
You're right about that, buddy. All right. So when did this happen? That's a cool story.
That's probably happened about 7, 8 months ago.
Did he see whatever did it?
Only thing he told me is it was black. It looked like a black blob. That's all he said. He said it was so fast, you know. That's all he said. I said, well, man, what was it? Yeah, man, it was black, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, Roy, it was black. That's all I seen was black fur. That's all I seen. He said it had to have been a bear. And I'm like, look, a grizzly ain't even that tall, bro. You know, and plus a bear has claws, okay? I mean,
A bear
so
can climb a tree really, really fast, but I gotta feel like if a bear started climbing that tree, you'd have
he
heard it.
shot him. Yeah, you'd heard him grunt or something, man. He'd shot him. I mean, he'd unloaded on him. Like I said, he's been hunting his whole life, you know. But
All right. Looks like we got Mr. Walls that might be ready to hop on here. Let's see if we can bring Walls on. Where you at, buddy?
I'm here.
There he is. Bless your little heart. Just get here when you can, buddy. We'll hold the show for you.
This is Friday. This ain't Thursday.
All right. Now, you remember Roy? We got Roy on. He's telling us some. I don't know if you got to hear any of it, but it's a pretty cool story so far.
I've got some. I've heard some of it. Yeah.
All right, Roy. Yeah, we still got time, buddy. So you can keep going.
Roy, can I ask one question?
Sure.
I ask this of every guest when I'm on here. I want to know your beliefs about Bigfoot. Do you think they're interdimensional?
No.
Spiritual? Do you think they're aliens? Do you think they're spirit? What do you think they are?
I think they're blood creatures. I mean, they could be interdimensional, whatever. I don't follow in that type of group. I mean, you know, I don't believe it. I've seen 3 or 4 in my life. I've been around probably 20 in a 100-yard span. I've had 3 up close and personal to me, and I just don't see it being. I don't see that intervention, but it could be. I just don't follow that type of vibe, you know.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
I agree with you, man. I believe that they're a biological creature.
Absolutely.
I believe in the science of it. I mean, if they were interdimensional or aliens or something like that, they wouldn't have to eat. You know,
No.
We wouldn't be finding their poop.
Yeah, you wouldn't have deer and you know, I got another county that I follow right now, and I have a friend of mine. He's like me. He hasn't been there. He's been following them about 10 years, but he's got some wild stuff going on in his property, and he won't go back there unless I'm with him for some ungodly reason. And we found this donkey ripped in half, skin ripped in half, and it said his neighbor had a Rottweiler that was missing. Well, we found it, and it was in half, ripped in half. It wasn't eaten. It looked like something grabbed it and just twisted it in half, both of them, and left them on his property. So I don't think an interdimensional thing could do that. I mean, it could be. I don't know. I'm not
What would
poking
be
no
the
fun.
reasoning? What would be the reasoning behind it? You know, that just sounds like something evil.
Yeah, that's what it was. Man, we looked for 4 hours. I know. I couldn't find no prints. I found 2 tree breaks. That was it. See, that's like here across my house. I just recently found a footprint. It was a juvenile, but it was 9 inches long, 4.5 inches wide, and it was one print in a mud hole or mud or a trail that was wet, and it stepped down in it, and I didn't find another print for 20 yards, and it was to the right of it. So I don't understand that part, you know. But I mean, I've seen squatches. I've seen I found prints 15, 18 inches long, 20 feet apart before, you know. But I don't understand how they do that neither. But yeah, that's weird. That's weird,
Yeah.
man.
We got a question from Mr. Rick, and we've talked to Rick about his last name. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. If you see these guys regular, do you wave in friendly manner and get waved back? I guess not really. I guess I wouldn't put it as waved. I mean, do you acknowledge them and get acknowledgement back?
Well, I acknowledge them, but I believe in mind speak. I believe I can go there sometimes and I'll get a migraine, or sometimes I'll be out there following them, and it just feels like I'm burning up. I'm fixing to pass out. I start pouring sweat, and then sometimes I'm fine, you know. But I acknowledge them. I mean, I don't wave at them or anything, but they know you there before you get there. I mean, believe me.
If you have have these things happening to you, wouldn't that be what's it called? The word is escaping me, Daryl. What's the thing? Infrasound.
Infrasound, yeah.
Yeah, infrasound.
You think that's what you're experiencing there?
I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, I get close. I can't say for sure. I'm about 70% sure, but I can't say because I'd be lying to you fellas. But I'm 70% sure that certain groups or certain places I go, it happens, and other places it doesn't. If that makes sense to you, because I can't figure it out. I can go in one spot and I'm fine, but I can go in another spot, and if I know one of them is there, or like one I've seen before, I know it. I can feel it if they're there. Put it that way, and then it'll feel like I'll get a migraine real bad, or if I can feel, it's like you talking to me in my brain. That's basically what it sounds like. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So you believe that they do have the ability to mind speak?
I believe that. I believe that.
Okay. Well, that gives them a little. That kind of leans more than biological, wouldn't you think? That there would be
Well,
some kind of would that paranormal maybe? Would that be a
well,
good way of putting it, Daryl?
eh,
Well, I think when they mind speak, I think it induces fear.
yeah. I'm see. That's my hang up on it though. I'm not into that. I mean, you know,
Yeah.
it don't happen all the time.
And I'll be honest with you. I asked that question, not to be funny or smart or anything, because I
Right.
just told you that I believe that they're biological creatures, and then Walls can tell you every time I go into the woods, I try to talk to them in my
Right.
mind and outside because I
Right.
don't know. I don't have
Exactly.
the answers. So if it is possible, I want to reach them that way, and I just
Exactly.
don't know.
Exactly.
So
I mean, I speak to them in my mind. I know that it's not crazy, but I I think I think I think some of them can acknowledge it, or maybe all of them. I'm not sure. Um, I just don't know. That's another one of them things on down the road, I guess. You know, just wait and see what happens.
yeah.
Um,
Now, I'm gonna put you on the spot a little bit here, Roy. I think that we talked about this on the last time. I'm not putting you on the spot. I'm trying to get something out of you.
that's fine.
I believe that we talked about it last time. You still own this property in North Mississippi, right?
Yes, sir.
I think we might need an invitation extended our way to us Manimal guys to come out there and hang out on that property to see what we can get into. What do you think?
I can do that. I can arrange that.
That would be awesome. What do y'all think, Walls and Daryl?
Say when and where. I'm ready.
Walls, you pay attention, buddy?
Yeah, somewhat. I'm trying to get Jen's mom's trying to join up on the group. Trying to get it on
Just
the Facebook thing.
talking to Roy about on down the road a little bit, getting together and getting up there to his property in Mississippi and doing an investigation. That would be a prolonged thing. We'd need to take 3 or 4 or 5 days maybe, go out there and camp on the property. But what'd you say, Roy? You got like 4,000 acres there, right?
It's right at 4. I think it's 3,970. So yeah, it's 4,000 acres.
What's
Do you
the
think? Go ahead,
what's
boss.
what's the cell? Do you know what service it is out there? Like how good it is, or is it
Oh,
spotty, or is it
uh,
bad?
I have no idea about the phone service.
Well, I've been wondering because if we could set up something like that, being that big of a trip, maybe we can do a show. You can do it live there too. One night or something. If the service is big enough, if not, we we'd probably film and then send it up on the YouTube.
Does
Right.
your cell phone work when you're there, Roy?
Sir?
Does your cell phone work? Can you make calls?
When I'm on the property, yeah, I can make. So, but it goes in and out because it's nothing but trees.
Mhm.
If you remember you remember the show The Waltons, when you look out and you see that valley of trees going straight down and back up, that's about the way it looks for 4,000 acres.
Wow.
It's a lot, but we can try it.
We'll have to
Well, I
figure
mean,
because when's the baby due?
yeah, I
They're
mean, it has to be on down the road.
Oh yeah,
You know,
absolutely.
my daughter is due end of May, early June, so she'd
Just
have to get here and get a little bit older. But it's something to look forward to, man. It'd be really cool to do.
yeah.
yeah. Well, you just let me know, send me a message, and let me know, and we can arrange it.
That's awesome. Love to do it, buddy.
And this is Mississippi, right?
Yes, sir.
Do
Okay.
you think that they're still there? The
Um,
Bigfoot are still there?
I'm yeah, I'm sure they're there.
I'd love to go and check them out, man. I'd love to check out that property. All right, Roy. I think we're gonna switch gears a little bit here. You want to hang out with us, or you got something you need to go and
Uh,
do?
Oh, I'm fine. Let me ask you one more question.
Okay.
Let me tell you something that happened the other night, if I may.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was sitting under my carport working on my four-wheeler, and drinking a cold one. And of course, the tree line across the street from my house is about 70 yards. Okay, and there's no noise around here at night whatsoever, except for me and my radio or whatever if I'm playing it. And I heard some tree breaks, and there was a flock of owls that just went stupid across the street from me. All right. I know a lot about owls. I'm not going to get in that, but I know there's no owls. There's not that many owls over here at one time at night. Okay. Um. So the next morning, I got up. I'm gonna skip the rest of it. The next morning, I got up, and right beside my carport where I parked my truck, there was a pile. It looked like, well, what's the word for it? It looked like placenta. Okay, just pink. Just that's what it looked like. I went, oh my God, what is that? You know, and that little flower I told you that they bring me, the trumpet flower. I had one of them laying inside of it. Okay, totally blew my mind on this because I've never experienced that. Slapping my house, yeah. Uh, Leaving deer bones, stuff like that, yeah. But I've never experienced this. Um, anyway, when I got home from work, it was gone. It was completely gone, and the flower that was in it was laying on my bottom doorstep. So I don't, till this day, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that was, but
Yeah. You know,
that's
it's
what it looked
weird.
like.
It's weird because, and I see that she's talking about now, Miss Tracy Bowers had commented earlier about some owls, and she says here, see the owl thing, that's what I'm going through. So I guess something similar that she's
Well,
going through. And I've
well,
been hearing a lot about Bigfoot and owls.
well, they mimic every sound in the woods. I mean, they can mimic any animal in the woods. But that's I think because I heard the little tree breaks. I can send you a video I sat on my porch one night. It's like 4 minutes long, and as soon as I turned my recording thing on, I had no lights whatsoever. I sat down with a cold beer, About 12, 15 seconds after I finally settled down, you could hear them whistling. You could hear whistles like they're whistling it at me. All right, and I didn't notice it till I put my earbuds in and turned the earbuds on. All right, and about 2 minutes and something into it, you could hear a tree break, just snap, just like that. That's when I got up and come in the house. You know, and you can. I mean, it's wild. I mean, that's about every other day around here. I mean, there's something going on around here all the time. You know, I mean,
Yeah,
uh,
that leads to a good question, I think. Now, with all this stuff that's going on around your property, this is the first time I've heard you say that you've been scared or intimidated. Has there been any sign of violence or
no, no, I'm not scared or nothing of them. I mean, I know they could kill me if they wanted to. I'm not afraid of them. But
do
the
you
only
haven't
thing,
felt threatened at all?
uh, yeah, when I got hit with that rock and got 9 stitches, I felt a little threatened. But I went right back. I mean, I didn't go all the way to the end, but I went right there. If you know what I mean, I let them know, hey, I'm here. You know, but no, I'm not scared of them. Like I said, I've been around them, following them my whole life. I'm not scared. Just like me and my brother in the swamp that night. You know, I'm not scared of them at all. It's just I've never seen that stuff on the ground before. I don't know. I don't know what that was. I don't know what that meant. You know what I mean? But hell, me and my brother. I'm from Louisiana. Me and my brother was in. Well, I can tell you now, he's dead and gone. But uh, he was a Vietnam vet, and he was the last one in his platoon that survived that Agent Orange crap. And he was out there now, but we used to poach alligators. And this is I can't get in trouble now. This is 25, 30 years ago, and we had a few in the boat, and we pulled up to the bank. My brother rolled his own cigarettes his whole life. You couldn't give him a pack of cigarettes. He rolled his own. We sat in there and he rolled. He was rolling him a cigarette, and he heard a grunt that he never heard before. And I seen his eyes, and then there was a tree break about 20 yards behind him. Well, there he went in his IG Joe mood, and he said, "Hold the rope. Don't let go of the boat." That's all he told me. All right. And so he took off in the swamp. We was in a swamp back home, and if you ever been in a swamp, you can hear a gnat fart at night for 100 miles. I mean, it's total. You can hear anything. Well, I didn't hear him. I didn't hear nothing. Okay. And I started getting a little nervous. And the next sound I heard, whatever broke that tree, the next sound I heard was something hit the water beside our boat by the back of it. And I turned around and looked, and there he was. He stepped off the bank. The Squatch did. I didn't hear him. He come behind me in the swamp. I think it was a distraction for my brother to get out of the way. That's what I'm thinking now, of course. But he walked behind me around the boat and stepped off in the swamp, and I didn't hear him. I didn't hear him. I didn't smell him. Nothing till he stepped in that water. And to this day, that still amazes me how he can do that. You know?
No. I've never heard a gnat fart.
Yeah. Well, it's sound like a Fruit Loop with Bisqueen on it, I guess.
I don't know how to take that, man.
It's a good, man. It's all good. Well, yeah. In the swamp, man, back home. Yeah, there was some interesting stuff happening, just like it is here. I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah, it sounds like you've got your hands full out there, man. I mean, to be honest, I'm a little bit jealous. I would love to have that close of an area to go to get out and do my research. I mean,
Right.
I live in the middle of a city, man. I'm not near the woods, not near the mountains. It takes me
See,
a minute to get anywhere.
well, see, I can shoot guns in my off my front porch right now. If I drive 3 blocks and take a right and go down the end of the road, I'm in the city. See,
Wow.
but over here, I mean, I'm stuck in between the time zone. You know, there's nothing but woods and creeks and rivers over here, but I'm in the county side. But if I drive a mile, I'm in the city side. See, but there's nothing on my side. That's why I like it. Me and my forest friends and the trees and the river, and I love it.
Yeah.
Wait,
Sounds good, man.
Ray, did I hear you say you were from Louisiana?
Yes, sir.
You down by Shreveport area?
Uh, uh, no, I'm not there now. I'm in Mississippi.
I know where you're
I-
at now. I'm just saying, have you ever been down by the Shreveport
oh,
area?
oh yeah, absolutely. I'm from Mamou,
Okay.
but I was raised in Baton Rouge for 20 years, and I got on a stupid trip and ended up here, and I've been here ever since.
Okay, how would you compare a Bigfoot to a Rougarou?
I wouldn't.
Are
I
they
would. Well, Rougarou is supposed to be a spirit of anything like a skinwalker.
Well, I was stationed at Fort Polk.
I've been to Fort Polk.
Okay, so and we did happen to see a Rougarou down there when I was about, I don't know, 22, 23 years old. And we tried to follow it, and it disappeared. So I was just wondering if maybe you might be comparing the two, like a Bigfoot and a Rougarou would be the same.
Oh no! Oh no! No, I'm strictly a Squatch person.
All right, sir.
Daryl, you saw a Rougarou?
Yeah.
Why am I just not hearing about this?
No, because it isn't that big of a deal to me back then because. Okay, now, I don't know if you've ever been to Louisiana, but there's the bayous down there.
Amen.
There are people down there that can put camouflage on and be 3 feet from you, and you would not see them.
Yep.
We had alligator guard duty one night. It was about 3 o'clock in the morning, and everybody was out there, and we literally had to watch an alligator in the swamp. That was our mission that night, and off in the distance you could just see that black shadow walking by. And I asked my lieutenant, I said, what do you think that was? And he was from Louisiana. He goes, that's probably a goddamn Rougarou.
Yep.
And and he said, or it could be a hunter, it could be a Cajun, somebody, one of the Cajuns there, because they're all over down there, and they're slick. Man, you can walk right up on one and not even know you're there. So that's one of those things. I just wondered if you had described the two. So
It's a good question. I'm interested in the Rougarou. I've heard people describe it like Roy just did, as a spirit, like a shapeshifter, maybe skinwalker or something. Then I've heard people describe it kind of like Daryl did, as an actual physical being. And I just don't know what to make of them.
It looked like a black blob walking through the forest for about 75 feet or so, and then it just disappeared in the trees. And I was real curious because I was young and dumb, and I asked the guy, I said, what is that? He goes, it's probably a Rougarou. He goes, or it's a Cajun. You don't want to mess with either one. So I said, okay.
Amen.
Well, everybody, let's thank young dumb Daryl for his service for our country.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, we are gonna switch gears now, if you don't mind. Like I said, Roy, you're welcome to hang out, buddy, as long as you can. I don't know what your schedule is, but we're gonna have Walls talk about what he ran into last weekend. Walls, take it away, buddy. The floor is yours. Just let us know what all happened.
Well, most of y'all, if you watch the video, you know what happened during the video. I don't know if some of you, I actually have went back 4 or 5 times and listened to the video, and the main part is where I got pretty spooked. I don't know if you've got to listen to it, Wayne, but we caught something on the phone. It caught something right before you talked. And it is, I can't make out what it's saying, but it's actually a sentence, something's coming out saying something. And I have no clue. I have it on the phone here. I don't know if it'll play good or not, but dude, we caught something on the phone, and I was like, because I came back home trying to figure out, I wanted to see if if something picked up, and something did pick up, and I didn't have no earphones or nothing, and you can plainly hear it. And Jenna's listened to it. She hears it. She heard it.
Well, let's see if we can hear it.
All right, I got it. It'll take a few minutes. I've got it set up where it's supposed to be. Hopefully, it will turn up loud enough.
Okay, so when did this happen? When do you think you caught it?
This was when I was when you asked me what right before this. What was he saying?
What's that, Roy?
Are you listening to it? Did you hear me?
Roy.
Oh, I was going to show you something.
Hey, Roy, can you hear us, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, were you talking to us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, well, are you talking to us or are you talking to somebody else?
No, I was talking to somebody else. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. All right, go ahead, Walsh.
It was definitely, it was in the, I watched from the beginning, and when we was in the tower, didn't really hear anything, heard the knock, what we was knocking at, what me knocking on the tree, didn't hear anything, but the spot where I went to, where I said I heard the screams a long time ago, and it was right before when you asked me what we looking at, and I said my shirt. And then Paul said, let your eyes adjust. And right before that, something comes across the phone. And then I go, no, I'm going to see if it just give it a minute. It's like, it starts between 5608 and then goes up. I don't know where it stopped, but we'll see if we can hear it.
The 56-minute mark?
Yeah, 56-minute mark.
That's toward the end of the show.
Wait. Huh?
That's toward the end of the show.
That was near when I started backing up. Hang on.
This is what Bigfooting is, right?
Can you hear it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Guys, I appreciate you guys hanging in here with us. I am doing my best with what I got, and hopefully we'll get something in these woods here. I hope. I mean, you can. It is it's dense out here. I don't know if I lost Wayne or hope you guys are still here. All right, I found me a tree.
I'm here, buddy. Let's step away for a second.
Showing a light on the tree. That's the tree. It's dense out there.
Is Jen with you?
No, she's in the car.
Okay, so if you don't, let's do what Patrick was saying. Go dark and do 2 knocks. Wait 30 seconds and do 2 more, and just tell us what you hear, if anything.
Power on. Bluetooth.
Going dark now.
Bluetooth connected.
It's coming up.
Bluetooth pairing.
What are we looking at?
You're looking at my shirt. I'm holding the stick in a lot too.
If you don't,
Dude, I can't see a foot in front of me.
yeah, like a lot of people were saying, you gotta let your eyes adjust to that night.
Ooh, no, nope.
You got to hear it.
No.
It's right before that. It's very faint.
No, there's something here. No. Mm-mm.
It's about the 58
No,
marker.
backing away. Nope. No, she's in the car.
I
Okay,
thought I heard something. What do you think it said?
I want to talk.
She either I thought I heard a laugh, but when I've heard listen back forth again, Jen thinks it's saying need to get out or get out now. But you got to. It's there. I promise you. We caught something. It's just right there, and then it does it a second time when you're doing your talking. It like in the back of your voice, it's saying there's something saying else again as I'm backing up, and yeah, I didn't hear none of this until I got home, and I was like, okay, I want to hear this part where what something spooked me, and it comes across there. I mean, it was there. Let me see if I got it back again. Maybe we can get it
I
again.
don't want to say. I can't say it on live.
Now I heard something.
A laugh. I mean,
That's before.
This is a fourth. What happened? No, there's something here. No. Mm-mm. Going dark now.
Going dark now. Let's try it one more time. Right there.
That sounded like I can't make it out, but I can hear something.
Something right before then. It's almost like a full sentence, dude. It's 57 at my marker 57:38. Right before then, if you do 56 and go up and just sit there and you'll hear it. Right as it's where sun is quiet, and you hear it.
Now, so if you're hearing something like that, then we're dealing with something paranormal.
Well,
right?
I believe that. I mean, it's a battlefield. It's a giant graveyard. You got to. I mean, it's going to have. You got your whole thing out there. You've got all of it. I mean, you're going to have. I don't think it'd be a dog man or nothing out there because there's too much out there. But there's Bigfoots. I believe they're out there, and I believe there's spirits out there because it's like with Green Eyes is supposed to be a spirit. In that area, that's where I've heard the woman scream.
My brother is saying need to get out is what I heard.
Yeah, that's one of the other things we think it was hearing. Well, I was listening to. Need to get out. At least he heard it that good. That's good. I mean, I'm excited about it, dude. I'm excited, but it's kind of a mixed emotions. But after that, after we backed out, nothing. I didn't hear nothing else, and didn't pick up anything else. And we're going back out. And as we cut the cameras off, we're going down this other road that goes out. And this part, I've actually had paranormal happen with the app that I've had. That the app I'm talking about, where I've sat there and stopped, and had a breeze come through the windows. I mean, just a breeze in that section, and it picks up one name who was in the car with us, and was like, okay, get the heck out of there. Well, then this same area, I mean, it's one little lane road going straight out, and as we're going out, we have something hit the back of the car, literally hit the back of the car. And I'm talking about it was the normal of like somebody slapped the back of the car. There's no dents, no prints or nothing. It's just something smacked the back of the car. And she goes, what was that? I said, I don't know. And I'm not stopping and checking out. I said, I've done enough tonight. I said, we're going to keep on rolling.
This was after we finished up the show, right?
Right after we got off with you, after we was off the air and everything, as soon as I put the phone down, bam. And I was like, okay. She said it first and goes, I said, I'm not stopping and figuring it out. We'll look at it tomorrow. But yeah, something hit it. I mean, I know there's something paranormal out there. It's there. And I think that's what some of them people we saw out there, I think that's what they were doing out there. They were doing paranormal stuff. I think they were ghost hunting. Because they were stopped at certain areas, like areas near me, and then they would leave and disappear and go, and we'd see them in areas that's known to have paranormal activity. I think that's what they were doing out there. But
you saw some people out there like that night.
Yeah, there was other people out there away from us when we was by ourselves. So the whatever happened up there, I was by myself. I mean, it was just me and my wife. She was in the car. I was by myself on the tree line. Y'all seen the video. The cars were way on down the road, and I know they're not going to whisper in a phone like that far away, and it's going to pick it up. There's no way. And I'm ready to go back again. Because that was only 2 spots. I mean, daytime. I need to do something probably during the daytime because the grass, Snodgrass, you can get up there, but you got to walk during the nighttime. You got to walk up to it because the gate closes up there. They don't let They've closed that off because of known devil worshippers have been up there doing stuff. Used to, but the Rangers close it now, so they kind of keep an eye on it. But you can walk up there. You just gotta kind of don't be doing anything crazy. But yeah.
Daryl, when you want to get up there, buddy?
I'm sitting here. I'm listening to Kelly in the front room. She's going, I want to go. I want to go. So let's make it happen. Let's make it happen.
Have y'all heard, y'all being new to town, just part of the country, moving from California, have you heard about the battlefield?
No.
One of the most haunted places around here, man. It's
Children's Playground is where we like going. So that's down
I've never even heard of the Children's Playground. That just sounds spooky.
I've heard about it. But we also got we got our South Pittsburgh Hospital down here.
One of the most haunted places.
Hell's Bar. I mean, we've got known paranormal things. At Halloween, they have a little thing where you can go and spend the night and do ghost hunt. I mean, it's there.
We've got I don't know if you guys want to do a live broadcast, but we've got some extremely nice infrared cameras that we can. They're television style production cameras.
I would love to have one of those that night because, like I said, I thought I heard a laugh.
We have 2, so you're more than welcome. You're more than welcome to use one. So, and I've set them up. Matter of fact, I took pictures of them and posted them one time. So, we'll definitely take one of those with us next time we go.
Yeah.
We need to get something set up, man.
That place is huge,
y'all
man.
talking about going. Kelly's in the background hollering she wants to go, and I want to go.
She's playing it right now. I want to go.
And there's known areas out there that I've had incidents where you could hear cannon fire when it's pitch dark and solid, no night, no nothing going on, no bugs. You can sit there and relax yourself, relax your body and your hearing, and you can actually literally hear it sounds like cannon fire in the distance.
Wow.
Like a ritual, what's it, Daryl?
Coil.
Residual.
Yeah, it keeps, they're playing the war again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's there. And I think that's, even though we know Bigfoot hangs around cemeteries, why not there? Plus, there's plenty of water. There's plenty of food. They can walk out in the middle of the field and not be seen. Could be laying down. Just like that, the eye shine. Didn't even have my lights flashing on it and had a freaking, I seen eyes with my own eyes. Like, what the heck was that?
Man, you were there investigating old green eyes and you got eye shine.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah. And, and I found the deers. I mean, I could see them way down the lane. I was like, that wasn't no deer. That was no light shine there. And I seen and that was at the tower. That's where it mostly is supposed to be at. But that one section was definitely, that's 4th time I've had something happen. And there's something with that part of the woods. Because just up the road is where you dump off when you want to go horseback riding. You can go horseback riding out there. Well, that's where generals' quarters used to be at back in the days in that war. Me and one other person was coming through there. We was ghost hunting basically. Before I ever got into Bigfoot with, ever knowing my encounter with that stuff, we'd go out there and actually went right past the curve where I turned down to go down to this little spot and actually we heard the horse neigh right between our ears in the car. And that not far from that area. Like in that area, it's It's hot. I mean, it is. And I've got my app thing usually pop up, and it'll come up talking about soldiers, talking about. I mean, it comes up putting the words out there. I mean, it does. It's
You ever heard anybody talk about hearing cannon fire out there?
I've had people tell me about it until that happened. That they told me about it, and that was the time I was like, nah, that ain't no way, because the cannons are they're there, but they're concreted in, and I was like, nah, not really. And then right off on the main road, we stopped and was sitting there. It was actually I think the lady that was with me, she was wanting this, just taking a smoke break, and kids were all with us, and I was like, y'all hear that crap? And I was like, what do you mean? I said, just be quiet for a minute. And you can hear this. I mean, you could hear the cannon fire. And we're like, nobody's shooting fireworks off. This is like a faint boom cannon fire. But it was pretty. I'm not afraid of the place, but it will make your hair stand on your back especially when you're by yourself. And that right there, when I came home and heard that, I was like excited, and I was like, dude, I know I wasn't faking that. That was real, straight up. That was something that was coming to see me in the dark.
There were definitely times where we could tell that you weren't comfortable.
Yeah.
That you were a bit uneasy, and I kept telling people, if Walls is one of the bravest people I know. He always has been. He's always the one that's willing to go further than anyone else as far in our group. I mean, you're more brave than I am. I'll give you that. I don't care. And for you to have been that spooked, something had to have really happened to you. You had to have heard something or had a feeling or something. So
Well,
I don't question it at all.
my asthma was definitely up. I mean, it was my anxiety and everything was up, and it does it every time I go there. It never fails. Now, when we're out in the woods, it does not bother me, but I can always get that feeling like we always get when something's watching, and it doesn't affect me too bad. I'm like, okay, cool. They're here. I feel something. I think something's here. There, I think you get the whole 9 yards. I mean, even when I was walking back just not far from the trees, I was getting out of breath because something was making me uneasy. And it was just, I mean, it could have been anything. I mean, it's just that. I don't mind going out there again. I love going out. Well, I went out there daytime one time a while back. Remember, I sent you pictures where I found X markings and everything else right off the side of the road. And it was off the main road. I know exactly where I went because I went further in the woods there, and the kids were with me, and we was taking pictures, and I sent them to you.
Now let me ask you this: if we were to set something up with the three of us and Kelly, maybe Jen, maybe Jordan might come with us. So
Jen's already shaking her head though.
Do what?
Jen's already said, she's already. I'm watching her.
5 or 6 people. If we were to go out there, 3 carloads at least.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going to attract attention from the Rangers, or police going to pull up and see what we're doing? Or
the only thing you see out there is usually a Ranger. And most of the time, like I said, remember when I said when we first started, I was there, seen them locking up the thing, and he was in a hurry, and he had his high beam. He didn't have no headlight high beams. He had his freaking light bars brightly on, locking it up real fast, get in the car, and gone. He wasn't hesitating to stay there. He was getting it done and getting out of town. I don't think we would because, like I said, there was the other people that were there that we seen. They had like 3 cars with them. As long as you ain't there doing any like crazy stuff. And that was the last time we saw the Ranger.
Yeah,
are there any rules for being there?
Probably go in there and expect you to see people.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to see it.
Talking about a haunted battleground. So as long as you're not in there kicking headstones over, they probably don't care.
They did have a thing where they did want that they didn't want people there during the nighttime because they used to lock all the roads up, but now certain ones are open. Like the only one I know that they keep locked now mostly is they'll relock the tower and they'll lock the gate for Snodgrass Hill. They'll lock it at night. Now during the day you can go up there in the day and ride up there. There's a cabin sitting up there, and you talk about a view, dude. It is. I mean, it's a nice view, but it's you go up there, it's just all it is, a big old cabin and a big hilltop. But yeah, during the nighttime that they closed that one up, and that was because they had devil worshippers actually going up on that hill.
Do you know of any rules or regulations that prohibit nighttime visitors?
No, not that I know of, because every time we go out,
not posted anywhere.
No, there's nothing posted on there, nothing like that. Like I said, that's the only things they keep closed is that one gate, and they close the tower down, which is understandable because that way you can't go up all the steps and somebody crazy enough can jump off the top. I mean,
I'm gonna pull up my calendar here. Well, we got us all here. I mean, let's try to set something up.
Wait, make it a Sunday or Monday.
Yeah, I was gonna say Sunday would need to be my day to go.
Sunday would be perfect.
Yeah, Sunday would be good because I'd be still working. Or a late Friday night or Saturday night. I can take off.
What about May 2nd? That's a Sunday night.
May 2nd.
We do our show live from there.
Kelly's on board.
Okay.
I guess I'm on board since she is. Because she's the leader of the pack over here. And you know that, Wayne, when we're in the forest. She don't wait for us at all.
I gotta ask Mama Jordan too if I can go.
What time?
Yeah, you're right. I do remember that, Daryl.
What time you want to do that? Same time, like 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
Now remember that it was iffy with the signal. So I mean, I had signal, but it was kind of blotchy.
It's okay.
But it still came in at certain times.
We have beautiful cameras.
Maybe we even split up, because we have radios. We'll each have our phone. Maybe we split up, go into different areas.
Yeah, we could do that. I mean, it's hard. There's one place I know they redone it. There's a bridge that's been rebuilt that's known to that if you stop on the bridge and you not put your car in neutral, but you put your car in park, that you are
Alexander Bridge Road.
Yeah. Yep. There's houses close by, but they say that the known thing I've known that they said to do that if you stop there, you say, "Hey, I got your baby." There's supposed to be supposedly a spirit woman supposed to pop up behind your car. And I haven't done no EPVs there or nothing like that, but I've only done it one time and nothing happened, which I didn't stay long enough to have nothing happen. Because somebody said it, I waited 5 seconds. I said, "We're gone."
Yeah, my brother that I've shared a couple of things on here tonight that he said, me and him went and did that when we were much younger. I was probably 18, 19. That would have put him at 16 or 17. We went to Alexander Bridge and parked the car. Or it has to be after midnight. You park your car on the bridge, cut it off, cut the lights off, and you have to get out.
Yep.
And if you do that, then what we heard, the legend was you would hear horses and men or soldiers running under you in the water. We didn't hear nothing. We did it. We didn't hear anything.
I've heard that part too.
There's a road in California. It's actually in Roseville, California, called Dyer Road. And it's actually, you get on it, you drive out, and you go way back up into this forest, kind of, not forest, but I'm sorry, guys, a farming land. And when you get way back up in there and you flip a U, you can come back. It comes to a T, and you have to flip a U, you can come back. All of a sudden you'll have white lights behind you following you back out, and there's nobody on the road. and we went out there a couple of times. We it was pretty spooky, so we never. And it's funny, we never went back because it was.
Did it work?
Yeah, it worked. Yeah, it worked. It worked.
Wow.
Dyer Road. That's right, called Dyer Road. You can look that one up on YouTube. It's on. If you look up Dyer Road in Roseville, California, it'll tell the whole story.
That's true. What Kirk's talking about there. Anytime when I did get scared from backing up, I didn't feel like I was going to get attacked. I didn't feel like I was going to get hurt. That is true. I believe that. I don't think they're. I think it's more of they're either whatever it was, either was telling me that wood part to just get out, or something. I mean, it may be just doing it to play around, and there's no telling. I mean, you're gonna have. I'm 100% sure you've got both there. There's paranormal, and you've got there's Bigfoots there. I guarantee it.
That's what I was about to say. Now, are we going out here?
Are
we on a Bigfoot mission, or are we on a paranormal mission?
Both.
I say we do both.
Let's do both.
In a way, the live thing I was doing actually both. I knew because Green Eyes, what they say about Green Eyes and everything else. I knew I was going to get both. I knew I was going. I knew it because I've done it. I've been out there so many times. I knew some type of paranormal was going to happen. I mean, we even got the Bloody Trail we can go check out too. I mean, that's it's you can actually walk back up in the woods and there's a big old mound up there. It's almost like it used to be like a fort or something. It's it is something. I mean, I loved it, and I'm glad everybody enjoyed the show. I mean, everything was straight up 100% real. It was happening, and then getting that on the phone and that coming through there, that was a A plus for me. I was like, heck yes. I messaged you right after I got it and listened to it. I was like, dude, we caught something.
I had my volume all the way down, and I started to go to bed a little bit after that, and I got on and I saw a message from you, and it said, "Hey, this is Jen, I'm not sure what your wife calls herself, but she said, hey, this is Jen. We just had something hit the car."
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the crap? And then you messaged me after that, but I didn't get them in time. Hold on. I think Roy. Let's see if we can bring Roy. You still with us, buddy?
Yes, sir.
Now, what are you saying about Cedar Hill Cemetery? You got the haunted stuff going on out there?
Man, yes, sir. It's the largest federal cemetery in Mississippi. That's the Civil War Cemetery. They got so many people buried there, they don't know how many is there.
A Civil War cemetery? Is that what you said?
Yeah. It's a Civil War cemetery.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about.
It's
but it's not a cemetery. It's just a battlefield. It's where the Battle of Chickamauga took place.
The Battle of Vicksburg is where the cemetery is on. It's not just a cemetery; it's a battlefield too. But they had so many soldiers that died and got killed. They just buried them there and made it a cemetery. You can go there and literally see horses and soldiers and whatever at night there. It's wild. It's wild.
Oh, wow.
They got soldiers from Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi. Most of them died when Chickasaw Bayou, Grand Gulf. They got them there from Jackson, Meridian. It happened at the siege of Vicksburg. When they was going, they started in Forest, Mississippi, and went down to Vicksburg, and they was burning every town they went through. They was burning all the towns. There's over 17,000 Union soldiers there, plus They know, I forgot how many. It's 273, I think. Yeah, let's see. 273 regiments, yeah, from 15 states also buried there. So it's 50 miles wide. So it's 50 miles wide. It's like I said, it's a cemetery, but it's the battlefield. They have the cannons, the tombs, the mounds. Man, it's incredible. But it's haunted. It's haunted. Yeah.
Kirk here is saying you looked scared, like you were going to be abducted for real this time. Daryl, did you watch it? Did you get to see it?
Yeah, I watched a little bit of it.
Me?
It was a late night for me, a long day at work, and I actually dozed off. And I had Jasper on my chest on my phone when I fell asleep. So I'm.
Well, here's the thing on the battlefield. I just looked it up. Total casualties: Union States 16,170 dead. You had total casualties, and then Confederate state 18,454. Killed was 1,607, and Confederate was 2,312. So you're looking at almost 4,000 to 5,000 bodies that some of them either didn't make it out of that battlefield or they're doing reoccurrences. I mean, that's a lot. I mean,
you remember what I read, right? Let me see if I can.
Now, are you guys talking about where Roy is at, the Cedar Hill?
No, we're talking about Chickamauga.
Okay.
Oh, here's another update. I showed another one. Union suffered an estimate of 5,800 casualties during the Battle of Chattanooga. It's actually called the Battle of Chattanooga. I didn't know that. While the Confederates' casualty numbers are around, the Battle of Chattanooga is another one. They died more. They died more in the Battle of Chattanooga than they did in Chickamauga.
Where was the Battle of Chattanooga?
That's the top of the side of the Lookout Mountain. You know where Wheeling Foundry and all that is? That was where the Battle of Chattanooga was at. Some of the roads you go up there, there's I think one on one of the mountainsides over there, close to I want to say close to where you go towards the incline that goes up the hill. There's cannons laid out up there where they was firing down into the Chattanooga area. Battle of Chattanooga. They died more there than they did. So I mean, we're in between a giant cemetery.
Let me read this real quick. I read it last week, but Daryl, pay attention to this. On September 20th, 1863, as the twilight settled after the Battle of Chickamauga, something stepped out of the woods on Snodgrass Hill. It was seen by soldiers lying wounded in the field and by ladies come to claim the bodies of their slaughtered kin. Even in the depths of such horror, witnesses were distracted into reacting to the unknown entity. As it prowled amidst a sea of human corpses, the beast inspired terror. These were locals, farmers, and mountain folk who knew the wildlife here, but not one of them recognized this creature. It became known as Old Green Eyes, labeled as a ghost. It's occasionally still seen 150 years later.
Yeah, that's pretty creepy.
So people saw a creature, something coming out onto this field with thousands of dead bodies. And they didn't know what it was.
Maybe it was the Soul Keeper and the Grim Reaper taking his souls.
Something.
Old Green Eyes was described as like a human being in bearing and aspect, but much, much taller. It was covered in hair It had fangs protruding from a misshapen jaw. One witness stated that its face was ape-like. It only came out at night, intended to appear in the woodland. Its name is derived from its orange-green eyes, which appear to glow with eyeshine.
What are you guys getting us into?
Now, we used to take, when we were kids, we took field trips to the battlefield.
Yeah.
You know, it's an
Rather
educational thing. It's a
skinny.
really, really cool place to go in the daytime.
Mm-hmm.
I just heard the voice from the front room saying, "I'm not scared." You don't get scared.
I wasn't scared neither until I heard something laugh in my dang ear.
She does not,
I
not get
was
scared
like,
with me. Kelly has seen things that would scare people away, and she just stands there. She's tough. She's not afraid of it.
I know Kelly.
I'll pee my
Kelly
pants and
doesn't.
run to the car.
She doesn't like to appear. You know, you told me that she's camera shy. She doesn't like to
You know,
be
like,
in front of the camera.
yeah.
I would love for you guys, and I've thrown it out there before, for you and her to kind of host a paranormal show, kind of like what we do with Bigfoot. Because, you know, she goes out and she's not scared. She does investigations, and I think it would be cool. I think we would get good response with it.
She just said when we get closer to Halloween, we'll think about it.
I heard her.
Did you hear her back there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duke just said probably just a gugwee. Could be. Could be. I don't even like to think about them things, man. Those things are mean from what I hear.
Well, I mean,
Mhm.
it was an experience. I loved it. I mean, I was also spooked. I mean, I wouldn't. I'll tell you, put it this way. I wasn't as spooked as I was when we were campsite.
You weren't?
No, I was spooked, but not like we was at the campsite. Because when I left there, I wasn't angry. I wasn't mad about leaving. I was like, okay, it's okay. Like Kirk was talking about, I did not feel like I was being threatened. I didn't feel like I was being, going to be getting attacked or hurt. But I know something was there, and something was telling me to get out. I mean, whatever's in that little section of woods there, I mean, it could be something nobody's supposed to know about. I don't know. I mean, they ain't no telling.
Now, did you just see that Wayne that you popped up? The corpse collector.
Yeah, I seen that.
See that? Yeah.
Yeah, that was Duke. Duke from World Bigfoot Radio said.
Probably just walked by and because she said, "Just stand there and record, and as scary as you get, you just stand there. You just stand there." For me,
I was fine with my light on. That was the thing, is I was fine with the light, and I was sitting there, and I was like, okay, I gotta take the light off. And as soon as I did it off, I was like, okay, but my phone was still had my eyes had the light. So as soon as he said, let the light adjust, let your eyes adjust. Well, as soon as I put my phone up to my chest, and I mean, it was a split second. My eyes adjusted to what I was looking in the trees, and then that came through, and that's when I was like, mm-hmm. I was like, So, yeah, it was.
All right, this
You record and ask questions. I know what it is.
this gives us 2 weeks to put something together, y'all. May 2nd. We're putting all of us put it down in our calendars, and this gives us 2 weeks to plan out, come up with a strategy. Maybe we split up. We take radios. We'll do it live on here, just like we did, and let our show be from there that night. And maybe one of us will get something.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get something.
Heck yeah. I mean, we maybe not when we don't even see a deer at all. I've been there before, and it'd be totally quiet. No crickets, no nothing, no deer. and you're like, okay, I feel the eeriness. Something's watching. It's crazy. I mean, it really is crazy how it does. And then one night you'll see raccoons, squirrels, skunks, and deer, and everywhere. I mean, a bookaloo of. I'm like, what, if I was a Bigfoot and I've got ways to hide, perfect ways to hide, and I can snatch a snack here and there, why not?
As researchers, you should know that if you don't hear bugs or birds, you know something's around.
Right.
I mean, if you don't hear it, I don't care if it's broad daylight or in the middle of the night. If you don't hear it, you know something's around. Something's not supposed to be there because birds know what you are, you know. And we've gone out on a lot of investigations where you're just hearing massive amounts of bugs and birds, and you walk back 2,000 or 3,000 feet and stop, and all of a sudden it's dead quiet. And you just don't know, and it's kind of like a euphoria. You just kind of don't know where you're at. You know you got to turn around and go back. But it's happened to Kelly and I in the middle of the daytime. I mean, it is really, and that's a spooky feeling. We've actually gone out in the middle of the forest and had the bugs and everything stopped, and then we'd hear a real deep guttural growl. You know, and we've been pelted with rocks before. So I mean, it's. You know, but that's one of those things. That's a precursor for something that's going to happen when the bugs stop making noise.
We've experienced it, haven't we, Wolf?
Yeah.
More than a couple times.
And that's the one other thing. I don't think that we'll get anything thrown at us. I know we'll get the sound maybe, because I think down there they know how far the tree lines are from where that you go. I think they know that, look, I can come all the way around you, make you hear something, and I don't have to throw nothing, and actually, you know, make you think they're there. I think these things are smart. Like I said, if I was a Bigfoot, that's where I would be. It's a buffet. The spots, our other spots that we've been to, they're on the edges of it. Bam, bam, every which way. I mean, they're there.
Let's give a shout out real quick to Duke, World Bigfoot Radio, saying we'll gotta go eat and get ready for the show. 2 hours from now, Randy Caveman, Yazzie, and me will be guests on Spaced Out Radio. Join us in the live chat room here on YouTube. Guys, go over and show Duke some love. Duke, he supports us, comes and hangs out, been a guest a couple times, so show him some love, guys. Go check him out.
Yeah.
I did a Spaced Out Radio show a year and a half ago. I love Dave. He's a good guy.
Good deal. Good deal. My dog is going absolutely crazy up there. I don't know if y'all can hear him.
I hear him now.
Here's my dog right here. See that? My dog right here.
Oh, and I will tell you another thing on the battlefield. We'll definitely hear the coyotes out there because we heard them out there. That's the only place I've heard the coyotes anywhere. Our other vacations, our investigations is there. The neighbors' dogs also sound off too. Like we was talking about that and asking somebody that night about that.
I can definitely feel the excitement building over here. We're ready to go. I'm going to slide my shoes on right now, get in the truck, and we're on our way.
All right.
Well, I mean, it's in the calendar. You know, unless something happens, we got it set for May 2nd. We will make it happen. Well, guys, it's coming up on 2 hours. We said we were going to get a 2 hour in, and we just about did it. Guys, I appreciate it.
Hey, I want to thank you guys again for inviting me back on. I appreciate it.
No problem. Your invitation's always here, Daryl. It's standing. Yeah. Anytime you want to come, you're welcome.
God bless you all, and thank you, everybody. God bless everybody. I hope everybody's safe. Be safe, and don't forget.
We want to say a special thank you before we get out here to Roy for coming back on, hanging out with us, and sharing those stories. Man, that story about him and the bull. Him and his sister and the bull when they were kids, that's something else right there.
Yeah.
The bull thing, the snapping of the bull when it charged. As soon as he said that Bigfoot was protecting them. That little light bulb went on, and it's not all Bigfoot are bad. I hate when people say they're gonna pull your arms off and beat you with them. I don't believe that. I mean, it's my opinion. But I just think that there's more to Bigfoot than terror in the woods. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I think you're right.
yeah,
I think you're absolutely right. So, Roy, thank you again, buddy.
yeah.
I'm sure we'll have you back as more stuff happens, and we are absolutely going to hold you to that. It might be a year from now, I don't know, but getting out to northern Mississippi, that's one of my goals. I want to get out there and investigate that land. 4,000 acres, man. We can spend some time out there.
Yep. That's a small weekend vacation.
All right. Thank you to all of our audience, everybody that come and hang out with us tonight. We had most of our regulars, Squatching Cowboy, been here the whole time. Appreciate it, Joe. Thank you so much. SoCal Ninjas, Linda Thompson, Kirk, another regular. Thank you, buddy. Randy Mahoney, there's Ninja Dave, my brother Jonathan. Good to see you back. Been a while since you've watched with us. This is Bobby Younce, Duke. Guys, thank you so much. If it weren't for you guys, we wouldn't have a show to do. Earl there, Bobby already mentioned, Chelsea Stewart, thank you, ma'am. Thank you guys. Thank you so much for all your support, everything you do. It means a lot. It really does. Anything else, guys, before we get out of here?
Guys, make sure that you tune in Sunday. We have a great guest coming on. She's actually it's a person that actually reached out to me. You guys definitely do not want to miss that show. She's got some stuff going on, Daryl. You definitely don't want to miss it. I'm telling you, Wayne, make sure you try to get those pictures up I sent you from her a while back. You guys it's gonna blow your mind. This woman has some stuff going on. It's exciting. Don't miss the show Sunday, guys. Come in. I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this show.
This lady, from what I hear, is really protective with her identity. She's in Alabama. That's all we're gonna say. And she's got some stuff going on. It might not be just Bigfoot, but there's some weird stuff going on at her property, and can't wait to have her on. Daryl, you got anything else, buddy?
Just on my way out, just remember, everybody, Mannimal encounters. Send those reports to Wayne. You'll stay completely confidential. Nobody will know who you are. Please send them in. If you can't get them to him, go to ncbpra.com. That's the Northern California Bigfoot Paranormal Research Adventures Team. And click on the report, send them to me, and I'll make sure that Wayne gets them directly. But make sure you send in those reports, guys. The more we have, the happier we are. We're trying to put together a database of all the reports and stuff like that here for Mannimal. I'm a Californian and Wayne's in Tennessee. I'm in Tennessee now, but I do run a California Bigfoot Paranormal back there, and we're trying to put the two states together, everything in between. So, Mannimal encounters, okay?
Very well said. Thank you very much, sir.
All right, you guys.
And like always, guys, be good to each other. That's the most important thing. Take care of each other. Be good to each other. God bless you. Love you guys, and we will catch you later. Be good, guys. See ya.